Welcome one and all, I'm Decoy, back with more cool and unique camp locations for you. And this week, starting off in the forest with a little picnic area. It might not look like much, but I did pick this for a fairly decent reason. One, yeah, you can camp here, but two, this is a location that is in the area for nuclear winter, so if you're playing and you happen to be nearby, it's worth swinging by to see what crates might be here, what spawned. You never know what you'll find. Overall, not a horrible location for a camp, but enemies do spawn here. Now, aside from that, if you book it over this way, you'll find a little outhouse right over this. Of course, you can't have this and the other thing in your camp, but again, nuclear winter, at least you'll know that there's some spawns over here, right? Always useful. Now that's pretty much going to wrap up this location, but let me run back to the picnic area so I can show you the map from there, as opposed to the outhouse. But you'll find the location right over here, close to Helvetia, somewhat close to Arctos. Overall, not horrible. Now, let's head to Toxic Valley, where I have yet another creepy spot. Oh yeah, there's just a noose hanging from a tree, and I think I showed up at the perfect time to record that. I got completely lucky on that one. But there's just a noose there, dead guy right there with the stool. Not really anything to loot here. You do have the soil sensor, but that's pretty much it. But you do get that noose, and if you catch it at the right time, it is extremely creepy. I was thinking it would be a decent spot for a little bit of a photo opportunity, if that's what you and your group are into. But that's going to wrap up Toxic Valley. Now, we're going to head down to the Ash Heap. Oh yeah, the lovely Ash Heap. And many of you probably ran into this at some point. This weird little staircase. Now, it does kind of suck for the fact that the staircase is broken at the bottom. But you can camp here, and there are a few things lootable here. Like you got some shotgun ammo right there, a safe, more shotgun ammo, the toolbox. Enemies do spawn here, and that is the downside. Unless you're looking at farming some enemies at your camp, then that might work out. Really, the primary reason I even showed this was just because of its verticality. It's a nice vertical structure with stairs pre-built in, so you may be able to work with that depending on what you're trying to build. Again, the enemies do suck. It's not the most amazing camp location out there, but I do believe it is kind of cool. But you'll find it right up here. Map-wise, yeah, it's not the best, but it could definitely be worse. I mean, you could be camping like near a fisher site or something. Now to the Savage Divide, and this one is going to take me a little while to get through, because there are multiple buildings, and this is a extremely awesome camp. Alright, this is up there and probably like my top 10 of awesome spots that you can camp. First of all, this cabin, I've never seen enemies spawn here, so you're good to go on that. You do have decent little spots with some clean floor, plenty of counter space. You got plenty of room to work with. I mean, yeah, it does have a decent amount of furniture already in here, but look at how high the ceiling is. That's pretty cool, and you can take advantage of it if you know what you're doing. I mean, you got a bathroom. Look at that toilet. We can't even build toilets that nice. It's kind of frustrating. We just build crap toilets and completely destroyed bathtubs. But that location's cool. But there's another cabin even bigger than this one, right up the hill behind it. So we just run back here, try not to get stuck on a rock. This cabin, noticeably bigger. It has a really large porch. This is probably one of, I don't want to say probably one of, this most definitely is my favorite cabin that I've ran into so far. Comes with a decent amount of decorations, but it's got a freaking commie whacker game over there. How cool is that? That's another thing I'd really like to be able to just build. I'd like to build the arcade machines, maybe that, how is it? The slot machine down in Vault 51? That'd be pretty cool to build too. Actually, better yet, I'd like for gambling to become a thing. Can we do that? Or is that just taking away too much from New Vegas? Come on, gambling. Now, there was an upstairs to this place, but while I was recording, completely forgot about it. I was so busy worried about, we got all these different buildings we got to go through. But the side porch on this area, it has plenty of space for you to build. Now, this next cabin even further back, I gotta warn you, enemies spawn over here. Every time I've been here, high-level super mutants. And really, these three cabins are kind of right on the line between the forest and Savage Divide. But judging by the levels of the enemies here, I'm going to have to write it off as Savage Divide, because there is no way enemies at this level would spawn in the forest. But, I mean, this is a neat little cabin, but you got to keep in mind that if you're camping at the second cabin that I showed, that your neighbors are going to suck. And that's all there is to it. So you got to be ready for them running over, picking on you from time to time. But I figured I'd go ahead and show this cabin so you'd know what you could run over here and loot if you are taking advantage of one of the two cabins from before. Overall, I love this spot. It's awesome. I'm pretty tempted to move my third character over here. But I don't know. He's living under a bridge right now, and I'm proud of that. But that wraps up Savage Divide. Now we gotta move over to the murky mire. Oh yeah. Yep, we're going there. Now, this is a location you may know about. It wouldn't surprise me. But first thing I gotta know, you're probably gonna want a hazmat suit or power armor. But this little train car right here, the only reason I'm bothering to try to show it is because there is a cap stash in here. Just super cool. A lot of other stuff, but cap stash, it kind of outweighs everything else there. We want our money. Alright? So that's alright. But if you work your way over and under the bridge, there's even more that you can take advantage of. And of course, if you are wanting to camp and a bunch of radiation, just because, why not? Anybody travels to my camp, they're going to get irradiated. Serves them right for coming to my camp. There's a decent amount going on down here. Nothing quite as cool as the cap stash. Got you some sugar bombs. And it's funny, we got the brewing station here, and I can remember coming here long ago, back before there was a brewing station there. And honestly, it has been a ridiculous amount of time between when I showed up here the first time and when I finally came back to record it. But if you're wanting to build like a little radiation trap type of camp, that may suit your needs. You'll find it right outside of Harper's Ferry. So at least you're going to be somewhat close to you're going to be really close to Harper's Ferry, but somewhat close to Legendary Vendor if you're still doing that. Now down to Cranberry Bug. Alright. It's weird. I look at the little simple spots and I still go, have I been here? I feel like I've been here. It's probably because I've been here probably 50 to 100 times, but didn't record. So it really messes with me when I go to record something. I'm like, well, maybe I have been here. Maybe I haven't. You know what? I'm going to record it anyway. Someone will tell me if I've done it. I'm sure someone will call me out on it. Not a whole lot going on right there. But, I mean, we just kind of burnt through everything awesome going on in Cranberry Bug. Just the way it is. But I'll be back next week with even more cool and unique camp locations for you. And later this week, we're going to start doing Camp of the Week. Be ready for it. It's coming on Friday. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please remember to like, sub, and share. Later.